hear me? Right? Let me know. Let me know. I want to see the chat box rolling, Thank you. Thank you. I see three. I see four now. All right. I see five now. So we are just counting to 10 and we are good to go. Perfect. Perfect. So we're about 16 on this call, which is amazing. I'm going to be sharing my screen real quick. But while I'm sharing my screen, I'm going to do a bit of introduction of myself. Thank you very much to the host. Let me say thank you to the host for having me today. It's a beautiful privilege. Uh, and Okay, so my name is Daniel Adiola. I like to there's this other name I like to mention that kind of stick with people, but I'm just going to skip that for today because I know that we have Syrian-minded individuals here today. So my name is Daniel Adiola. I'm an educator by profession and certification. Is it okay for me to say I have a master's degree in educational planning and administration? So education has been something that has, you know, I found interesting. So when I find myself amidst teachers, right, I'm always excited to share new things with them, how they could, manage the classroom, how they could do well with their students. Okay, so aside that, I'm a group marketing specialist, right? So I've been within the tech field for over 8 years now. And so we are going to be doing a bit of trying to, merge a bit of tech experiences with education, how you can actually merge those things together to, um, give a very outstanding learning lesson to your students in classes, okay? Um, why is this not showing up? So just a minute, then my screen will be up and you can all see my screen. Okay, cool. So this particular session is going to be very much interactive. So I just want to mention that. So it's going to be very, very, when I say interactive, I know what I said. I know what I mean when I said interactive. So everybody will be contributing in one way or the other. Okay. So confirm if you can see my screen. Let me see the chat box that you can see my screen. Confirm. Let me know. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can anyone see my screen? I'm waiting to see those messages. Okay. Okay, and then also my screen is not on. So this is the person who has been speaking. So okay, thank you very much. I see 21 messages. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, okay. This can be very dramatic.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can see your screen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now that I know you can. Just a minute. Exit full screen. All right. So what if anybody can unmute their mic, just tell me what you see at the moment. What do you see on the screen at the moment? Anyone?
Creating simple educational teaching material.
Thank you very much, sir.
Creating
Thank you. So, all right.
simple
All
educational
right.
teaching materials.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Creating simple
Making
educational teaching.
simple educational teaching materials.
Thank you. This is I love the engagement here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. All right. It's going to be very practical. Like I said, it's going to be very practical. So I want you to follow through, and I don't want to lose anyone. And in case you do not get some things, you can always rewatch this video again so that you can practice. All right. So one thing I quickly want to say is this: that for every what do you think now this time around, I want you to use the chat box so that I will be able to read it out and everybody can follow. What do you think your students do once they leave school, once they leave that classroom and they leave the school environment? What do you think they do? Just drop it in the chat box, or perhaps you could just raise your hand and then I can call you if you can raise your hand. What do you think they do? Trying to see the room. I have a lot going on my screen. Okay, someone said play, they go relax. Okay. Um, They play around. All right. So now this is it. I want to quickly explain this to us now. So you see, you have an idea of what a lot of them. Let me just guess that a lot of us are maybe secondary school teachers, right? So one of the few things a lot of them do is that once they get back home, the first thing they do is they go on TikTok, they go on Instagram, they go on social media, right? They are literally everywhere on that social media platform. And at the end of the day, what do you see? You realize that you are competing your attention as a teacher with TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and all of the social media platform. So they are looking at videos, they are looking at, you know, designs, they are looking at some animation. In fact, if you are teaching primary school students, you see some of your students are actually back home watching TV, watching cartoon. So which means that you are competing with the attention they are getting from cartoons. You are competing with the attentions they are getting from, Instagram, what they are seeing online. So one way you can actually do this now is that they don't come back to school and you tell them that you did not do your assignment. Why? And they start, dragging attention with what they are seeing at home. No. Now we find a means as which we can get their attention through that means that is, distracting them. So take for instance, if social media is what is distracting them, then let's go and get their attention on social media to see what we have for them, to redirect their mind to what we want them to see. I don't know if anyone is following me. If you are following me, just drop it in the chat that you are following me. I want us to make sure that we all get all of this together, like we are together on this. All right. All right. I am checking the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I see that you are following. All right. So now that we have the understanding that we are competing when it comes to attention with this kid, right? We are competing with them. Then what do you think we need to do? This particular session today, we are going to be covering a couple of things, and it's just going to be quick, 6 minutes thing we are going to be covering. And I'm praying that this particular session, we don't use more than an hour, 30 minutes or an hour, right? Because it is very important. This is where a lot of us as teachers, as instructors, where we miss it out, right? And that is why we need to find 1001 ways to get their attention back. So the world is evolving. So as the world is evolving, we also need to also evolve as teachers so that we can keep getting the attention of these students. The way we were taught back then when we were young, it's not the way we are going to teach this current generation. We have the generation better right now being born, right? The way this current Gen Z has been taught is not the way the generation better will be taught. So we need to evolve as teachers as well. All right. Now, one thing that matters most during my undergraduate days studying education, I used to remember that they would say, as a teacher, we all need instructional materials, and instructional material is what really, gets the attention of students. It is that memory, that particular moment sit in their memory, right? And that is why teaching material is very important. More than anything, it's not just about going to the blackboard to write and start writing and then explaining. No, there are more ways at which you could actually teach these students with teaching materials, right? So that they can, they can get it. We can't keep teaching them what magnesium is and keep saying, but they can't even view it. We are teaching them what rock is, but they've not even seen rock before. They can't even see an image of a rock. They just know that our uncle tells us that there's sedimentary rock, there's kineko rock. Do you get my point now? Now, by default, we as human, we are all visual inclined. We are visually inclined. We love to see things. That is why you see that when people are fighting, you want to see what's going on there because you are visually inclined. Even if they are telling you the gist later on, you won't really feel it except you are there physically. So by default, students as well are visual learners. It is what they see they commit to their memory, right? I'm just giving all of these background information so that by the time we get to the practical aspect, you see reasons why we need to do all of this. We need to do 1, 2, 3 things. And like I said, it's going to be a very practical class, right? And I said earlier that we are competing, with TikTok, YouTube, and even WhatsApp. most children or most students in senior secondary school actually have a mobile device. They have things they are, they are communicating with. They have mobile phones, most of them, if not every one of them. So it means that we can actually get their attention through their mobile phone too as well. So all that we need to do is just to create a very nice design worksheet, do some videos as a teacher just to capture their attention. And before you know it, you are seeing, I know most of us are on TikTok and must have been seeing some teachers doing amazing stuff on TikTok. But we will get there. But one thing I just want us to have at the back of our mind is that as much as we are going to be learning how to design, as much as we are going to be learning how to make some videos, note that simplicity is what matters most. It's not about the quality of the video. I can see a lot of us videos on, and I'm seeing the quality of those cameras. I'm like, yeah, man, people have good cameras here, good videos. I mean, which means that you could make some short videos that your student will love. Just play it for them in class and they are all smiling and they are all ready to also replicate what you just did. So while I'm teaching all of these things, don't think that, okay, because I have an Android phone or something, simple does not mean low quality, right? All you just need is just a smartphone and just that 30 minutes of your time to dedicate to create. Instructional materials, you might not see a lot of instructional materials in the market, but you can sit down in the comfort of your office and then create a very quick instructional materials that your students can actually use. All right, so let's quickly move to the next slide. There are when it comes to like I said, I'm going to be showing us a couple of tools that we are going to be using, and we are going to be designing together. And at the same time, we are also going to be, I'm going to be mentioning some tools that revolves around videos, what you can use to merge your videos together. Okay. One major tool, I'm very sure maybe some of us must have heard it before, is using Canva. With Canva, you can actually create designs in less than 15 minutes, at most 20 minutes. So you see that it is not even taking up to 30 minutes of your time just with Canva. And one thing is that it doesn't have to be bogus, it doesn't have to be perfect. All you just need to do is get that one big text that you want your, okay, first thing first, let me just quickly, play a particular not even play now. Let me quickly do a particular test on all of us. If you look at my screen now, this is the design of this particular event. Look at the screen. What is the first thing that caught your attention on this screen? If you just want to say something, you could just raise your hand. What is the first thing that caught your attention on this particular design when you saw it? Is anybody here? What is that first thing that
The
caught your attention?
background. The background.
The title,
The
the
background.
topic.
The topic. Thank you very much. That's what I
The
want to hear.
cup.
The cup, okay. You see, different people has different things that caught their attention. But one thing is
The
bigger
caption.
in everything on this call, right? On this particular design. The topic is very bigger. Thank you, the topic and the color. I love that. Mr. Ola Baju Sheo, right? The topic and the color actually captured your attention first, caught your attention first, which means that whenever you're trying to design something you want to use in the classroom with your students, ensure that the major text is big enough for them to see. The font, thank you, is big enough for them to see. That is just the key thing here, right? And one way you can actually design is actually with just your mobile phone, just as simple as your mobile phone is, you can design great stuff. And I'm going to show you plenty myself. If I have not done it before, I don't think I will have that mouth to come and train your. I have been designing with Canva. I can design with other tools, yeah, but I've been designing with Canva for over 5 years now, and designs that come out on Canva, right, that I do on Canva now are super amazing. So the more you practice, the more you get better. That's just how it is, right? So I'm going to be showing you how you can actually design a simple instructional material, as simple as anything, a simple instructional material, okay? So all you just got to do is go to your mobile device, and this is just quite practical. For some of us that probably do not have Canva, just go to your mobile device and go to your app store. I don't know if you use an iPhone or you use an Android phone. Go to your Play Store, go to your App Store, and search for Canva. When I say Canva, Canva, Canva. Search for Canva and download. So I'm going to give us just a couple of 20 seconds to quickly do that. And once you are done, once you are downloading, just let me know in the chat that you are downloading already. Okay. Then while we are waiting for people to, to what will I call it now? To download the Canva on their phone, I can show you 1001 things I've done with Canva on this particular thing, right? I have created what I call a birthday card, right? And by the time you saw it being printed out, it was super amazing, right? So this is one of it. And we are going to be practically doing something. We'll be, designing an instructional material together on this call, right? This is a birthday card that was designed for someone. Simple, beautiful, no plenty drama on it. And till date, if you look at the printed one, you will so much love it because you won't be seeing a whole lot of all of this. So the same thing applies to when you are designing instructional materials. By the time you are done designing and you print it out from the school library or from the printer or something, you love what you see. And by the time you are showing it to your students, they engage more. One good thing that comes with classroom engagement is that students want to see visuals. They want to see it. So, and that is why a lot of time when they do, some outing, they are always super excited because they want to see, they are seeing a lot of things that they've not seen before. The same thing applies when you take them to the school farm and you are showing them this is ewedu leaf, this is ugu leaf or pumpkin leaf. I don't know. Start showing them several kind of crops. They are excited. They can identify them because they work more with visuals. So the same thing applies when we are trying to design instructional material. All right. So all I said in the last 30 seconds was that we should download Canva on our mobile device. I want to be sure we have downloaded it. Let me quickly check the chat. Somebody said done. Thank you very much, Adewumi. Thank you very much, admin. Thank you for helping me, drop the link. That was amazing. If you have a system, you can use your, web version as well. Okay. All right. So we are going to quickly do one quick instructional material from scratch. And one thing about Canva is this, guys. You don't have to design from scratch. You don't have to design from scratch. All right. Use a template. Like there are 200 and I can't count. There are a lot of templates on Canva that you can play with. Like there's a structure for you to just follow. All you just need to do is remove picture, put another picture, remove text, and put another text. It's very easy to use. All right, very, very easy. And that is why I came up with this particular word that you don't have to be a chef, right? Templates are your ingredients, right? You don't have to be the professional chef. You can actually, everybody can cook jollof rice in one way or the other. So far you have the ingredients, you can cook, right? So you don't have to be a chef. Templates are your ingredients, and your teaching expertise is your secret recipe. Every teacher has their own way of teaching, right? I was speaking to a couple of my professors a couple of days ago, and the way this professor actually, teaches is that he just gives you the text, and he tells you to come. He comes back. He tells all of us to come back to class, and then he says, "Let us teach ourselves," and we start talking. And that's how you teach. So your teaching method is what makes you unique among every other teacher, right? So, but your instructional material, that means your instructional material is one thing that makes you different from 1,001 teachers that are teaching in Nigeria right now. I know we have more than 8,000. That's just an analogy, okay? So now we are creating a simple flyer. A lot of us has downloaded it. Thank you very much, Amina. Thank you very much, Mrs. Adelaja. Thank you very much, Mr. Olajide, and every other person that has downloaded. So now, with Canva, you can create plenty things. You can create announcements. You can create a lot of things. So, but like I said earlier, we are going to do a practical work here. Now, I want somebody to just drop me what you feel like you need in a classroom that we should create right now. We are going to be working on the spot. What you feel you need in a classroom. I'm just going to pick one or two. What you feel like is needed in a classroom to teach your students that you need. That's an instructional material you need in the classroom to teach your students. What do you think you need? Just drop it in the chat real quick. And then I'm going to pick the first person. The first person. Think about it. If you are a science teacher, if you are an agricultural teacher, or you are teaching secondary, primary school students, solar system. periodic table. Thank you. Let's pick something regarding solar system. Okay. Now, what in solar system do you want me to teach? Do you want to teach rather? You need a periodic table chart. Okay. Okay. I'm coming. We'll get there. Very easy. Periodic table chart is even one of the most easiest thing you can do quickly. But what in that solar system do you want to present to your students? Because before you can design, you need to break down what you want them to see. They've not seen the sun before, right? Maybe they've seen the sun when they look up in the sky. Carbon cycle, planets. Thank you. Let's use planets. Okay. Somebody said spreadsheet. We'll get to that spreadsheet, I promise. That's why I said I don't think 1 hour 30 minutes we capture this class, but I'll be quick and I'll try to compress as much as possible. And if you have any other opportunity aside today, we will do more. Okay. Now, one thing you want to do, you want to create something regarding solar system, which is the planet. Let's work on planet. Okay. So what I want to do now is to come to my design, and I type in instructional material. Don't forget I said there are 1001 templates to work with here. Okay. Now, for me, I'm going to click on templates. If you're using a mobile device, it's easy to navigate. You will definitely find templates. Okay. And you can see posters, resume. If you need to create amazing, CVs for yourself, resume, you can create presentation slides. And you can see if you want to do a mobile logo, create a logo for yourself or something. But we are not going into all of that today. But what we want to do is create an instructional material. So let's search instructional material. All right. Now we have different designs. You see this, there are templates here already. Templates you can play with. So now, and I want to teach them something regarding the planet. Okay. And I want them to have a visual, I want them to have a visual representation of what the planet looks like. Okay. So I'm going to think of one. Okay, let's do this. Let's pick this particular first design. Okay. And one good thing about this is now, let me quickly say this, guys. One good thing about Canva is that you can actually have your school register and you'll be able to use the pro version for free. Yes, as teachers, you can actually have access to use Canva, like the pro version without subscribing for free. Like when I say for free, for free. Yes. So schools, religious organization, they can use Canva Pro for free. So in case you have been using Canva before and you don't have the Pro version, all you just need to do is tell your school to let them be registered as an institution, and then just go ahead to Canva to just go and create your account. Then do some necessary verification, and you have your Pro version for free. So the school can now create sub accounts for you as teachers for you to use. Okay. Now I come back to my template here, and I'm going to search for planets. Planets, okay? Now, it takes the time to generate. Just give it some minutes. Thank you very much. So we can see 1001 designs here. I love to say 1001, so please forgive me. I just get excited when I get to teach people on how to use some things. This is so for someone who gave me an example of solar, who told me to talk about the solar system earlier. This is one. Maybe we can just even touch on the solar system too, either of it. Now, there are under the solar system, there are about 10 pages. Let me apply all of these 10 pages to the screen. Don't worry, I'm going to make it bigger that we can all see. Okay. Okay, let me move this off. Now, I think it's a bit bigger now. Now, this is a template, the solar system, the first stage. Just imagine you are showing this particular image to a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old in primary 4, primary 5. They get excited. So an exploration of our cosmic neighborhood. You might want to change this text just to make it relatable to people in Nigeria, right? Or make it understandable to your students. You might want to just remove the text, or you might want to change the text to fit. All you just got to do is just to click on it and type whatever you want to type there. Okay. Let's move to the next page. Now, how to use this resource. Now, we don't need all of this. Okay, hold on a minute. I didn't apply it all. Apply a template. Thank you. So now we have it now. Now, you don't want to give them like one thing I would say is whenever you are creating a design, you don't want to put a lot of text in your design. You don't want to put a lot of text in your design because don't forget what I said something that all you just need to do is one big design, look, one big text that people can see and they can register. In fact, it will even help their spelling ability once they can see the text clearly and big, the solar system. So for me, I will take this off. I just want to show them representation of the planet itself. Now, this is Mercury, right? I can now decide to say, okay, every page, I want to put each planet on every page. So let me do this. Now, don't forget, guys, I am, what am I doing here? I'm actually trying to read, this is a template, don't forget. So what I'm trying to do is to rework on it to fit what my students will understand. Now, this is the Mercury, right? And I want to show them what the Mercury looks like. Graphically, this is what they said Mercury look like. If you want to confirm, you can still go on Google to download a lot of images and import into Canva. Now, let me just say this is Mercury. I want to make it big. Don't forget, I said we want to make a lot of our work, a bit bigger that they can see. And then the same thing applies to the text. Mercury. I made the text bigger as well. And I want to put the little text I want to say, that describes what Mercury looks like. I need the text to also be big. In fact, while you are teaching your student, it becomes more easy for you. You don't have to, start looking at your notes. All you just need to just show them this. Now, Mercury is the smallest planet closest to the sun. That's simple. I can do the same thing to Venus, right? All I just need to do is to duplicate, or you just create a new page. Duplicate this and create a new page. It's very easy. Now, don't forget, I'm going to quickly say this now. This is a very quick class. So what you need to do is practice on your own. If you feel like you have more questions, you can ask the organizers. They can find a way that we can, generate questions. Even before the end of the class, you have the opportunity to ask questions as well, right? So, but let's just quickly keep this going so that we can be faster with our time. All right. So we are talking about Venus now. So I'm going to change this Mercury to Venus and make this image bigger so that they can see what Venus look like. Now, this is Mercury. This is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet with thick atmosphere. Now, I can keep doing that to all. Earth, they say is green, isn't it? The land is green. The same thing applies to Mars. You can do this same thing I've just done, right? You can keep doing it. The same thing applies to Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, right? And then we have what we call the dwarf. You see, a whole lot of things you can play around here. Just imagine you finish making this design and then you print it out. And you print it out in a placard or something. You paste it on the board that your students can see. You can imagine how interactive it is. They haven't gone to this planet before, but they have a visual representation of what planet looks like, so they can express more, right? Isn't it? So that is basically what you can do. And once you are done with doing all of these designs, all you just need to do is download. Very easy to download. You can download as image, you can download as PDF, and you are good to go. But all of this I did, you see that I did not just start creating my design from scratch. I picked a template. And that is why I said, you don't have to be the chef. Canva has given you plenty ingredients, which is the template. All you just need to do is just to remove, change the text, insert, and you are good to go. Very easy to use. I don't know if we are together. Somebody said, oh my God, there's a lot of text that I've missed. Please confirm if you are with me and you are enjoying the class so that I can know that we are getting something. Just confirm in the chat. Confirm in the chat. Explain more on that. Explain more on what. I will need clarification to that. Confirm in the chat if you're getting it. Thank you very much. Yes. I love that. Good to go. Thank you. Value. Thank you very much. I love it. I love the engagement here. Amazing. All right. So that is that on Canva. But I just really want to quickly give you a couple of hints that can help you. Don't forget, teachers, let me quickly say this to us here. We as teachers here, we are impacting lives. So we are just excited to see the student we are teaching, doing great stuff in life. One of the greatest things that my primary school teacher, I still have communications with her, right? She's always excited when she gets to hear from me because she's always excited that she created that background knowledge, right? She created that we are impacting the great minds of the next generation. So we don't care about what it takes us for them to understand. We just want them to understand. We want them to enjoy that moment with us. Every, teaching is a noble job that every person just, you want to bring the best out of your students. And one way to bring the best out of a student is when you have the right instructional material to work with. So you don't have to go to the market to go and start buying. All you just need is just that little time of yourself that you could just dedicate 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't think we've reached up to 10 minutes here to create something revolving the planet, the solar system. Do you get? So I just want to make us understand that yes, we will sacrifice a little bit of our time while we are creating this, but to the end of it, our reward is coming. All right. So let me quickly go back to my slide. So a lot of things you can create. Even you can, as a school, you could create an announcement flyer, share to their parents. You could create a whole lot of things. When I say a whole lot of things, you could create a Canva, right? Um, that being said, even a quiz template, you can create it with Canva. But aside that, you can actually create as much as if you know that. So one way you can actually, get your students excited is when they know that they will get certified for something. Just imagine creating a little certificate for your student and telling them that if you know the whole 8 planets that we have, or the planets that we have in the world, right? In on her, don't let me say on Earth now, in the space, if you know the whole planet, I will give you, you'll be getting a certificate. Just creating a virtual certificate, and they are seeing their certificate and they're excited. That kind of excitement that wants them to come back to school again because they know that their teacher is very interesting. So you are bringing that interesting part. Don't forget, I said they are competing attention with what they see on social media, with what they watch on TV. So in order for us to make the school system a bit much more relevant for them, that they are excited to want to come to school. I'm sure we would have seen some students, they want to come to school, and we see some they don't want to come to school. A lot of them that don't want to come to school is as a result of they are not finding something that interests them within the school system. And as teachers, it's our little job, to make the classroom very much interactive and interesting with them. Okay. Um, so there are a lot of mistakes that people make. Like I'll mention a couple of things. Like when you are creating a design, don't put a lot of text on your design. Yes, like when I say don't put a lot of text, I mean it. Because we are still very much fresh to creating design, I would advise that you don't even have to put a lot of text. You see, if you see when we are creating the Mercury, the old text we had there was about maybe 7, right? Don't put a lot of text. And one rule of thumb that I would tell people is when you are creating a design, if your background is dark, now I want you to get this now. If you are creating a design, if your background is a dark color design, use a light color text. If your background is a dark color design or a dark color background, use a light color text. And if your if your background is light, you just vice versa, just use the opposite. If your background is light, use a dark color text. I don't know if you get it. If you get this, please just retype what I just said in the chat. If your background is dark, use a light color text. If your background is light, use a dark color design. Do you know why? So that it doesn't contrast, so that it can be legible. I'm quickly going to this. I'll go to that design again. Let's see. Okay, this is it. Now look at the background. The background is dark is a dark theme background. Now just imagine I now go and use black color on this background. It won't be legible. So hence I have to use a light color, which is white. Say you see that now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Tai. Oh, Taiwo's enough. If your background is dark, use a light color text. Thank you very much. That means I have people that are getting it. So I'm using mine here. I love you guys already. Okay, let's quickly move to the next step so that we don't take too much of our time. Now I'm going to be showing you how to see what you are seeing on your screen is a presentation slide, right? And this particular presentation slide was created with a particular with a slide design. And another thing I would want to, don't worry, maybe that will be the last thing I'll say before we end the class. So with just worksheets, your Google Sheets, your Microsoft Sheet, Excel sheet, you can do amazing stuff with that one too. All right. I don't know if in some schools already you now impute your student data, their scores in subject, you impute them into a Google Sheet or something. Very easy to use as well. And I would always recommend Google Sheet because Google Sheet is a cloud-based tool that even when you change your phone, you can always find that file. All you just need to do is log into your Gmail account and you have access to it. Right. I'm just quickly going to create one Google Sheet just to create the same thing as attendance too as well. We are in the generation that we don't use a lot of papers thinking, right? And you could do a lot of things, even as small as attendance, class attendance. You could use Google Sheets, do that amazing thing. All right. And you could even use Google Sheet to, record the scores of your students. For some of us that have not been using it, and this is what a Google Sheet looks like. I don't know if a lot of us are familiar with it. Some of us would definitely have been familiar with this particular tool. So all you just need to do is just to put their names, right? Names, score or subject. Let me just start with subject first. Subject and score. All right. If your name is Adiola Daniel, in mathematics is called 60 over 100. It's very easy for you to use, right? We are not really going to go deep into Google Sheet because I feel like Google Sheet is very easy to use for everybody. And with just a mobile phone, thank you very much. Gender, age, God bless you. These are the demographic information that you want to apply. God bless you so much. That's who's this person? Adebanke. Adebanke, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's that on Google Sheet, right? Not much drama that comes with that. But one thing I quickly want to mention as well is that, as interesting as it could be, when you want to quiz your students, you can actually use Google Form to quiz your students. Like, the quiz is not like, oh yeah, I'll start writing. You can actually use Google Form. I mean, when I say, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I don't know if admin is still here. Perhaps she can help me drop the link. But if she's not here, I'll drop the link still. So Google Form is very easy to use as well. Where are you? Where are you from? Don't worry. Okay, good. Found it. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Class. Thank you very much. Allow Baju. Message everyone. Paste. Now, this is the link to Google Form, and let me quickly drop the link to Google Sheet as well. In case you don't get a lot of things, you can, watch YouTube video, or we can still meet again to, to explain a couple of all of these things. You can just copy this in your notepad or something so that you can use it later on after the class. So back to Google Form. If you can quiz your students with Google Form, that to the extent that they can see what they scored immediately, or if you don't even want them to see it, just to help them, you can rework it. Now, all you just need to do is to create a blank form, right? Blank form. Now, once you create a blank form, if you are quizzing them on solar system, I'm going to be using solar system all through today, so forgive me. Solar system. All right. Sorry, there should be an S here. And you are putting the description of answer these questions correctly. Please, let me just know you are following me, okay? I don't want to lose anyone here. Okay. Now, if the first question you want to ask them is which is the smallest planet? Okay. Now, I want to give them option like an objective, right? I mean, this thing is within 10-15 minutes you are done creating a quiz. You get to class, you show it to your students. They can even use your mobile device to do it one after the other, just to get everybody engaged. Now, don't forget, if they have a mobile phone, you don't want to use the mobile phone within the school, right? You can give them your mobile. So by the time they, in fact, you can even send it. If they are secondary school students, you can drop it on the group, create a WhatsApp group for them, drop this quiz form, the link to this quiz form on the group. So when they get home, they attempt it. So now their mobile phone serves as a distraction, is calling their attention. But at the same time, you are rechanneling that negative thing they are watching into positive. Let them go and answer a quiz. That way, you're not dragging attention with them, right? Now you are now redirecting their attention to something positive. Okay. Now, which is the smallest platform? Multiple choice. All right. So option one, let me say the option one is Mercury. Mercury. Okay. Option two is Saturn. Option three is Jupiter. Option four is Venus. You can do as much as possible option, but you know that four options is what we quickly use. And then you want to create another one. All you just need to do is just to duplicate, right? And then add another question, which is the hottest planet? And then you can also change the, what's it called, the options. And before you know it, once you are done, all you just need to do is to publish. Once you publish, you copy the link. Anyone with the link can respond. The CC, publish. Anyone with the link can respond. Once you publish, you copy the link. Before you know it, they're already answering it. And once they're answering, you are getting the feedback from your hand. I'm going to quickly do something. Do I do this now? How do I do this? Okay, because I'm going to publish it. So before you know it, now you have people responding to it, and you can start testing. In fact, they can see their scores immediately in the class. Within that 45 minutes or 1 hour you are teaching them, you quickly giving them a test, or they can even take it to, instead of giving them written assignment. Now they have attention. The phone is distracting them. They have their attention on the phone, but doing something positive, answering quiz, right? It's just one way you can actually help these students, creating instructional materials to help them, following the trend. They are using devices. So while they are using that devices, I'm also using that device to get their attention. I don't know if you get it, how it can be done with the use of what but to teach. I didn't get that clearly, but I'll get to that question shortly. Just keep that question close because I might probably tell you to just type it again. Maybe I just want to help me retype it very well so that I can understand, Mr. Balogun. Okay, so that being said, quiz, you can actually do amazing stuff with quiz as well. Now, the final thing I would touch today before we end is actually the video content and recording simple lessons on your smartphone. I know that sometimes, just like we're on this call now, sometimes that 1 hour you are teaching them in class is not enough because of the way you are passionate on how you are teaching your students. So you are very passionate, and the way you're passionate, you are explaining to them, and you realize that you are already past your period, and the next teacher is already waiting by the door, right? And you want them to understand. One way you can do is actually just set up your phone, record some videos, send it to them, and they can watch and watch over again. And you can actually record these simple lessons within 10 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know if you guys have seen something on YouTube. There's a particular guy teaching mathematics on YouTube. All he just does is set his camera, there's a board in his room, and then he starts explaining on the board. Now, I have a lot of students going to that particular YouTube channel, to learn mathematics. Now, you would say that guy is just, no, he's passionate about impacting people. And that's why I said teaching job is a noble job, right? And a noble job, actually, you just want to impact, you just want to share, you just want them to know, you just want them to, is this meant for, no, of course, for pupils too, for pupils in primary school, not just secondary school. Now, pupils in primary school, you could record a video and also send to their parents to play for them. It's just the same thing. We see young child in primary school, they watch some videos, their parents play some educational videos for them. These are ways that you can, as well as a teacher, because you know that they know you as a teacher, play that video. So teaching does not just end within the classroom. There is much more to do outside the classroom. Now that we know we are in a digitalized world, You also need to keep getting the attention of your students. You can imagine having to teach your child, your student rather, you can imagine having to teach your students good ethics. And by the time they went on holiday and they go back, they've forgotten everything. But while they're on holiday, you can still get their attention. All you just need is just record a simple lesson that their parents can keep playing for them at intervals, right? And before you know it, they come back to school, they still have that knowledge, and they are better than before. Okay. So that's basically, so now how do you shoot videos? I think that a lot of people actually shoot videos wrongly because they say they don't have light, they don't have you don't even need to have light. Do you know that just your natural light, the natural light outside, you can shoot an amazing video? Now, let me teach you one thing I told someone recently. And I told them that if you want to shoot a video and you feel like you don't have light, all you just need to do is open your curtain. I'm giving you natural ways at which you can shoot good quality video. Open your curtain, set your phone on that window and face the window. Now, a lot of people back the light. A lot of people tends to, they open the window and then they are backing the light. When you back the light, everything becomes dark, right? So, but when you are facing the light and the camera is facing you are facing the window and the camera is facing you. So the light outside is actually shown on your face. Or better still, if you don't want to do it indoor, you can actually do it outside. Use the natural light to record your video. And because of sometimes some people say they need mic, they need this, just stay within a close proximity to your phone. I'm going to show you a quick video. I said I was going to show us a quick video of something. I was looking for it, but I couldn't put my head to where I saw it. Let me quickly let me just show us this. Okay, let me show us this. Okay, now this is just for educational purpose, right? Just not this. Now, this particular video I'm about to show us now is a video. Yeah, there's light in that video. We have enough light in that video. But at the same time, there was no mic. So there was a close proximity to the camera. Now look at this particular video. There's close proximity, isn't it? So you probably might not hear it because the sound is muted. So, but the sound is super amazing, right? It looks dark a bit to some extent, if you ask me. But it's still better. It's visually okay. Let me show us another video. Maybe you can see the close proximity. Just you sitting in front of your camera and talking like this could actually engage your student. You can actually engage your student with that. Okay. And one tool you can use to edit your video, and it's also very easy to use. Very, very easy to use, is what I call CapCut. Where is my screen? CapCut. You can just CapCut. Okay, you know what? Let me just also open CapCut on this device. You can download CapCut on your phone. If you don't have CapCut on your phone, quickly go to your App Store, your Play Store, and download CapCut. 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 Please confirm if you can hear me. CapCut. I just dropped the text on the chat. All right. You can download CapCut, and just with CapCut, you can edit as much, even as a novice. You can edit good videos, right? Thank you. Yes, Stella. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Benedicta. Thank you so much. So with just CapCut, you can do amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And there are a lot of tools on CapCut that are also free. You don't need a pro version before you can do amazing stuff. There's a particular guy on TikTok I've been seeing recently, and the same thing applies on YouTube. They are teaching amazing content. Like, I mean, when I say they are teaching students, there's a particular chemistry teacher that are doing amazing stuff, just shooting video and then teaching chemistry subjects. I mean, some topics in chemistry. The same thing applies to a particular mathematics teacher. Amazing people. They are not being paid for it though. But I can tell you that the passion in them to impact generations is what is pushing them. And right now, they have impacted thousands of students, right? So the same thing applies to you. So why am I saying a whole lot of all this is that instructional material it cut across just going to the classroom to write on the chalkboard, right? It cut across you using visually, using visuals to actually impact, to teach, right? Using visuals to teach, be it designs, be it videos, be it through quizzing your students, right? With a Google Sheet, with a Google form rather, or a whole lot of things. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I end tonight's session. The last thing I'm going to say, right? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adwin. So now, the last thing I'm going to say tonight is right now we are in the era of AI doing amazing stuff. I've explained Canva. I have explained the use of Google Form. I have explained using Google Sheets to do a whole lot of things. Um, I've also explained how you can actually shoot some quick videos, right? Just with AI, you can create amazing stuff. Even if me as a teacher, I am very clueless on how to teach these students, AI will do the job for me. Now, I don't know how many AIs you've heard before. In case you've used any AI tool before, just drop the name of that AI tool you've used, and I can give you another tool you can use that would that would muse you, that would, don't let me use the word bust your brain. Forgive me for using that. That will bust your brain. Now, if you've used any AI tool, just drop into the chat. Let me see. Video conference, explain better. I'm going to come down there. Video conference, that's teaching them online. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'll come back there. But let me quickly touch on this AI to Gemini, Leonardo AI, amazing, ChatGPT. Okay. What's this? Sorat. Is that Sorat AI? Grok. Thank you, Grok. Yeah. Amazing. DeepSeek. I think I have you guys are super amazing already. So you guys are good with AI. So all you just need to with AI, you can create those designs. Claude is super amazing. Claude is super amazing. Gemini, I mean, so it's all these AI tools, Note LM. Thank you. Please, I think I need to come and take training from some of you too. You guys are amazing. So all these AI tools can actually help you, even no matter how clueless you can be, they can actually help you to build Novena. Yes, Novena is also good. Gamma is also good. I mean, you guys are doing amazing. So please, in case you have not heard about all of this AI before, Perplexity, pick from what these people are dropping in the chat box. Perplexity is super amazing good. DeepSeek is super good with research work. A whole lot of things like that. Now, after all of this is being said, right, the goal of this class is actually helping you to create instructional materials that help your students to engage more in classroom without you having a video skill or a graphic design skill, right? Now, let me quickly run back to video conferencing. Now, video conferencing too, uh, right? You want to teach, I think it was Benedicta that asked that question. Yeah. Now, video conferencing too, you want to teach your student online, if I'm correct. And one way you can teach your student online is actually by either using a Zoom platform or you can use a Google Meet platform. Now, all of these platforms actually also if you are using a pro version, you can actually segment different rooms in these platforms, right? And you can actually also share, just like the way I'm doing right now, I'm sharing my screen. So you can share your screen to explain better with your students, to explain to your students, right? The popular video conferencing tool that people use a lot is the Google Meet, right? And there's also this Zoom, and some people Microsoft Teams is also a very popular one too as well, right? But I will always recommend Google Meet, right? Reason being that Google Meet allows you to also, it's you can use every other Google tools in it at the same time. Now, in case you don't know how to use Google Meet, I'm just quickly going to show you that. That's for, I don't know who asked that question. I'm trying to scroll back up to see who did. Video conferencing. Ola Obaju. Sorry, please forgive me. If you don't mind, Ola Obaju, that's Shale. Do you mind unmuting your mic and giving me proper details of what you need?
Yes, good evening. Thank you very much.
All right.
I just wanted to explain better how to share the screen how to control the room. That is the when you are meeting with your students,
Yeah.
and the way you are showing your slide.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. So now this is it. Like like I explained, one tool that is easy to use that I would recommend is Google Meet. And Google Meet allows you for I think 1 hour if you are using the free version. Um, 1 hour is good too. And even if you do want to teach beyond 1 hour, you can do the pro version or you can create another meeting link. Now, what you need to do first is actually download what I call Google Meet. Admin, please, you forgive me. You help me send that link again to the chat so that Mrs. Shion can actually pick it from there, right?
Excuse, but I think our Google has Google Meet.
Yeah, okay. You guys are okay, perfect. So if you have Google Meet, let me now show you. Let me just go to Google Meet to show you how you can use it. Google Meet. Now, confirm if you can still see my screen and you can see the Google Meet website on my screen. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I see that someone can see my screen. Okay. All right. Now, what you want to do is when you have your Google Meet on your phone, you will always easily see where you can create a new meeting. Now, for me, I'm going to be creating this particular meeting now. Okay. Now, I'm creating this meeting just for us to show, just for me to show. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but I'll try to mute this. Okay, good. So let me mute. So now this is my this is what your Google Meet will look like. Let me try to join with another device so that I will show you how you can control the class. Google slash OHK. Just stay with me. I'm trying to join with another link. HK XJ UYD YD. All right. I'm on here. Okay. Sorry, just a minute. I'm almost there. It's loading to join the room. So once it joined the room, then I'll be able to show you how you can control the classroom. Now, once you create your meeting link, one thing you want to do to make it easily accessible for your student to join, because one thing that I see a lot of people have issues with is that once they say, once you've shared the link, you know how to share your link, right? All you need to do is just to copy the link. Once you create, you see the link pop out, copy the link and share it to your student. Now, once you share the link to your students, one good thing you want to do first is to make that meeting link accessible to everybody so that anybody that click on it can easily come into that meeting link. All you need to do is just go to your host control. It's more like the settings. On your mobile phone, what you'll be seeing is, I think I should just use my mobile phone to explain this. I don't know how best I can do this right now. I don't know how best I can do this. Okay, on your mobile phone, you'll be seeing a three dotted line like this. Now look at my screen. You'll be seeing a three dotted line like this when you're using Google Meet. This three dotted line is what you click, and that's where you get to see host control. Now, when your host control pops up, currently your meeting access type is private, and that is why it is untrusted. All you want to do is to put it to open so that anybody that click the link will be able to join your classroom. Are you with me, Mrs. Sheon? Are you with me? Someone is drawing on the screen. Okay. Are you with me, Mrs. Sheon? Now, the first thing you are doing is actually for you to do what? For you to make the meeting accessible and open to everyone. Yes, it will be shared. It will be shared. It will be shared to the group. So now, once you create your meeting link, the first thing you want to do is making it accessible to everyone. And I said on your mobile phone, you'll be seeing a three-dotted line. All right. That three-dotted line is what you are clicking. Once you click on it, you get to see host control. When you get to your host control, all you need to do is scroll down to where you find meeting access type. Formally, by default, your meeting access type will be untrusted. You need to make it open. Just click on open so that anybody that clicks on your link will be able to join without any approval. So a lot of people, when it is untrusted, you will need to approve them, and then you start looking for where to approve, and then before you know it, everything is already scattered and you are very much confused. Now that's the first step. I'll try to do this with a mobile device, or the admin can help you also record this part do a screen recording to record this part in the mobile device so that you will get yourself acquainted to how to use it on the mobile phone. Okay. Now, once you are done with that, your screen is up, everything is up. The same three-dotted line that I told you will click on your phone is what you will click on, and you will see where you can share your screen. Somebody is drawing on the screen. Please, Mr. Olabowale. All right. Now, the share screen always have what I call the, don't let me share yet. The share screen always have what I call the PC and an arrow inside that PC. Okay, wait. You know what? Let me join with my mobile phone so that I can use my mobile phone to do this. It becomes very easy. Where's my WhatsApp chat? So stay with me, everyone. Stay with me. Don't leave. Okay. Okay. We're almost there. Just stay with me. Done. All right, so the Zoom is coming up on my mobile device and I will be able to share my screen. So I'm going to, okay, good. So, cool. Now this is good. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be, let me stop sharing my screen here so you can all see my screen from my mobile device. So for now, you won't be able to see my screen. Let me stop sharing. All right. So I'm sharing my screen. Please, I'm sharing my full mobile device screen. So if you see anything that you're not supposed to see, just close your eyes. Okay, that's just on a on a lighter note. Now, confirm if you can see my mobile phone screen now, guys. I want you guys to confirm if you can see my mobile phone screen. Not yet. Okay, not yet. Hold on a minute. Okay. It should be up now. Let me see. Let me check from here. Okay, it's up now. Good. All right. So if you download the Meet, that's Google Meet. Now, if you look at my screen here, this is the Meet, MEET, and I'm just opening my Meet. This is what it looks like on your mobile phone, so that it becomes very easy. And this is the last thing I'll be talking about today, so that we can all have it. So now, look at my phone screen, right, guys? Beneath my screen, that's at the right bottom corner, you can find New, right? What you do is to click on New. Once you click on New, what you are doing is to create link. Now, if you want to schedule for tomorrow or you want to schedule for days to come, you can use the schedule. But for a first timer, I wouldn't want you to do this. I want you to get yourself acquainted to creating the instant link first. Now, create link. Now, I just created a link. Now, you see that it popped out the meeting link. All I do is to copy meet.google.com, blah, 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 those numbers, yeah? Now I just copy the link. All I do is to minimize and share the link to my class group so that everybody can click to join. Now this is me joining the meeting. If you want to show your phone screen, if you want to show your face rather, you can show your face. But if you don't want to show your face, you can mute. You can take off the video. Now, if you look at where my image is showing, guys, you will see that there is a video icon first, then there is the other one that is in box where you can actually change background and a whole lot of different settings. And there's the mute. Now, this is me switching off my video. Now, you can't see my face again, but you can see my profile picture. If I want to mute my mic, now the meeting etiquette for everybody, which I believe everyone knows already, is that when you're entering a meeting, you mute yourself first because you never can tell what is in your background. So I mute myself as well, and then I join. Okay, cool. Now I have joined the meeting link. Nobody is here. Nobody is here. Don't forget, I said something that the first thing when you are creating a meeting link is actually to make it accessible for everybody to join. So the first thing you do is to click on that 3 dotted line beneath the screen. 3 dotted line. Now, the 3 dotted line here pops out this particular tool. And I want to make this particular meeting link accessible to everybody so that everybody can join. I don't have to approve. You click on settings. When you click on settings, you can find host control. You click on host control, then you scroll to the top. You scroll downward. You can find meeting access type. Click on it. It is untrusted. Put it on open. Once you have put it on open, click done. So anybody that click on this link can actually join without me having to approve. That being said, the next thing is to share your screen. If you want to share your screen, click on that 3 dotted line as well again. Okay? 3 dotted line. Then you can find hand raising. If you are joining another person's meeting, you can raise your hand. And once you raise your hand, it automatically shows at the top. If you look at the top there, you can see it shows. So the host will know that somebody is raising his or her hand to talk. The same thing that we have the same thing here on Zoom. So you don't have to talk when you are not told to talk. That's how it works. So you can just raise your hand. Once you are done raising your hand, now we want to share screen. Let me quickly show you how to share screen. Raise hand, then you can see this particular rectangle with an arrow inside. That's what you can use to identify the tool to share your screen. There's a rectangle with an arrow. That's the second thing on the second line. Right, the first thing on the second line rather. I click on it. Share your screen. Now there are 2 things involved in this particular section. You want to share your screen, but you don't want them to hear what is playing on your system. You don't activate this. But if you want to play a video while you are sharing your screen, maybe you have a video you want to play for your student and you want them to hear the sound, activate this button. Also share your device audio. Yes, I want to share it. Activate it. Then you continue. Once you continue, your screen is sharing. So if I go to, it's just give it some minutes. Then if I minimize and I go to my phone and everything, you can see everything on my phone. You can see my phone being shared right now. So that's basically how to share your screen. And if you are the host and somebody is, let me stop sharing. If you are the host and someone is actually disturbing the classroom, right? Someone is disturbing the classroom. What you want to do is to mute the person. So all you just do is click on the person that is talking and then long press and mute. You easily see that mute button. Right? You will easily see that mute button. Long press on the person and mute the person. Is just as simple as that. Not very hard. So that is how you can control your video conferencing classroom. Okay. And I hope this helps. And at the same time, I hope the major purpose of this particular session today actually also did sink in. There is much more to you creating design. There's much more to you creating videos, right? There's much more beyond this classroom. So all you just got to do is to practice more, and, engage your students more. And I hope at the end of this session, we will all, make use of what we've learned and, make amazing stuff as a teacher, become unique in your own way. And like I said, you don't need to be a designer to create great materials, and you don't need to go to the studio to actually create great lessons or great video. All you just need to do is to start now, right? And you can do amazing stuff. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. And that comes to the end of my session today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deola. That was an impactful session. We can all agree to that, right? Can everyone hear me? Yes, absolutely. So please, we can use the clapping emoji
Yeah, you're audible.
clap and celebrate our amazing facilitator. So is there any question? We can just use the next 5 to 7 minutes to attend to as many questions as we can. And any other question that is left behind, we'll figure out a way to get the questions down to Mr. Deola. So is there any question? Does anyone have any question? If you have a question, please just raise your hand. There's a hand emoji down. You can just click on it if you have a question, please. So does anyone have any question that you would like us to clarify for you?
Yeah, there were a couple of questions some people asked, but I don't know if I can find it again. So if you can just reshare it here, and then we'll answer them. No question. Okay. Okay.
So we all understood perfectly. There's no question.
You have two questions there. One is talking about attendance and one is talking about use of whiteboard.
Okay, use of whiteboard. Okay, I think the person needs to unmute his or her mic so that I can have a deeper understanding of what he or she is saying.
Oh, okay. Is it the Mr. Balogun, do you mean whiteboard as per the physical whiteboard, or do you mean the video conferencing whiteboard? So you can send that message. I have Mr. Oluni's hands raised. Mr. Oluni, you can mute yourself and ask the question. Mr. Oluni. Okay, I don't think he's here. What about the other person, Infinix X6725? You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Oh. Okay, I don't think Mr.
Mr. Balogun just said something about the video conferencing whiteboard. All right. So yes, you can use it, but see, the video conferencing whiteboard can actually be used when you are on a pro version. When you are on a pro version, and that's for Google Meet. Okay, that's for Google Meet. You can use it on a pro version. So I don't know if the school environment actually does a an organization subscription that allows every teacher. So, but if they have that pro version, fine. I mean, it's very easy to use. You can, that same three dotted line that we've been clicking to get more tools is what you click on to use the whiteboard. I hope that sorts it, Mr. Balogun.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, Adela on the line.
All right, thank you. Good. Nice to hear you, sir.
Thank you for the good work that you are doing. You have really impacted us so much.
Thank you.
God will continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
But some of us, I just need a better understanding on that Google Sheet that we talked about.
Okay. Okay.
Just a bit of information about it. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. I want to make sure that I'm not sharing what I'm not supposed to share. So just a minute. Let me just share my screen again. And okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so for Google Sheet, yeah, Google Sheets, you can actually use Google Sheets to keep record. And while I was explaining earlier, I said Google Sheets, something good about it is that no matter, you can't lose that file. Let me just put it like that. You can't lose that if you have physical file where you keep record of your students or where you keep record of, I remember when I was still in primary school, there was this blue book like that. They used to keep our record, present sir, they would call our name, present sir. Yeah, that particular, I don't know if they still use it now, right?
A register.
A register, thank you very much. That's the word. I don't know if they still use it. So instead of using, that register, you can ask, anything can happen. Water can pour on that register and you lose it. Or maybe don't let me say something worse, but anything could happen that could actually get that register being damaged, and you can't extract those information you need from it. Hence, Google Meet can actually do the work for you, and you cannot lose that. Even when you lose your phone, get another phone, log in your Google account to that phone, you will get all those information back on that new device. That is how it's a cloud-based, it's an online cloud-based storage. So, and Google Sheet, what Google Sheet does is that it's it's just like Excel. You'll be hearing Excel. Yes, that's what Google Sheet does as well. Please confirm if you can still see my screen. I want to open it again. All right. So now with this same Excel, let me just take this off, or let me call it Google Sheet. It's still the same thing. Same sheet, right? You can actually input the information of your students, what they got in each subject, or if you're a mathematics teacher, what they got in your subject for first term, second term, third term. I mean, there's a database that you can always fall back to, and you won't lose any information. That's the sweet thing about it. So how you can use it is just to, get your mobile device, access your Google Sheet. You can download the app, or you can use the web version. I've dropped the link earlier on the chat, and I think the admin will help me drop it again. Right, the host will help me drop that link again on the chat. What you just do is create a new Google Sheet document and insert the information you want on that document. So take, for instance, I'm a mathematics teacher, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is a first term result, first term SS1 results. Okay, and all I want to do is to put their name, or maybe first name, last name, first name, last name, subjects, score, right? And I can make it bigger as much as I want to make it. Okay, then I can now start inputting their name. Take, for instance, maybe my first name, Daniel, then Adiola, of course, mathematics, and then the score is, let me say, let me give myself 100, 99. So you can use it. In fact, you can even say, okay, tell yourself that, okay, let me make it a bit smaller so that you can say, I can say this is CA. That's and I got, out of 40, I got maybe 35. And I can say this is exam. Over 60, I got 55. Then I can say this is total. And the good thing about it, you can use a lot of code to actually sum all of these things very easy. So we can't do all of that today. I mean, it's not a one-day learning. It comes with a bit of in-depth learning, but you can still impute small information like this manually. So this some 90. So like that, you can go to the next student and then impute the information, CA text, exam, and then total. So instead of having you to do the conventional notes and all of that, you can use your Google Sheet to do all of this. And the same thing you can use to Google Sheet to keep record of every student, principal. You can use Google Sheet to keep the record of every person in your school. All you just need to do is just get your PC or your mobile phone and then keep those records on your Google Sheet, and you are good to go. I don't know if this does it, Mr. De La Consa.
Yes, thank you so much. But if you want to delete something from that Google Sheet, if we delete it, will it disappear, or it will still be there?
No, it deletes automatically. And if you want to check the history, right, you can still go back and check the history. Take, for instance, I deleted something when I started, so I can go back to my history and check. So the first thing that was here before, this is the first version that was here before I now later imputed this version. So there is always an history. So if you are a principal and then you have access to this document and you give your teachers access to this document, you can also check for discrepancies. You can, if you are a tech savvy person, the more you use it, the more you get yourself acquainted to everything it can do. That's pretty much how it works.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deola. This was an amazing session. We can all agree with that. So I'm so glad we're privileged to stay all this while and learn all of these amazing things. And I would like to encourage each and every one of us to try, practice, like Mr. Deola said. Open it, try and error. You keep on trying. With time, you learn how each of these applications will work and how you can implement them in your classroom. So at this point, we're going to be bringing this class to a close. So the slides will be sent in today and the video recording will be sent before the end of next week. It was a pleasure having each and every one of you here, especially Mr. Deola. And Mr. Deola, I would like to really, really appreciate you for your time and this opportunity of sharing your amazing um box of knowledge with us. It was an exciting and engaging session. Thank you very much. And please, let's not forget, we have these classes every last Saturday of the month. Every last Saturday of the month. So we also would like to appreciate Esquitech, Education Technology, Esquitech Empowerment Network, Teachers Cafe, and every other person that has helped us in making this a success. Thank you all for your time and have a good evening today. Goodbye.
Thank you very much for the
Thank you for the opportunity.